So many bugs, and the water's real cold. But it's been so hot and it hasn't been raining. So dang, we're losing a lot of water. Oh gosh, there's so many flies. So water, according to natural hygiene. So water is one of the 19 keys to life when it comes to hygiene. Without water, life would not exist as we know it, obviously. And okay, these flies are nuts. Look, I'm just gonna keep whacking away as we're speaking about water. So excuse the kung fu moves and my broken collarbone that's healing. So first things first, the reason why people heal the fastest when they're on a water fast, because hygiene recommends that you do fasting with soft water or distilled water. It doesn't recommend doing dry fasts. We'll leave that open-ended, right? Perhaps when you're at a point where you can take the energy from the things around you at a much higher efficiency and a higher level, at a higher frequency, perhaps you can bypass this rule. But for the common person that's overridden with toxins and poisons in their body, you need water. And so, again, what kind of water do you need? Well, you need the purest form of water. Because what the purest form of water can do for you, unlike these other impure forms of water, is it can completely step out of the way of the body regenerating itself, the body healing itself. So the body, when everything is out of its way, its tendency is homeostasis, histogenesis, which means the creating of new cells, new organs, new everything. So all the things that we're doing, all the things that we're eating are blocking the body from doing what it's been designed to do. It's divine design, I like to say. And so fruits are not healing you, water is not healing you. No, fruits and water and clear, pure water is stepping out of the way such that the body can heal itself, such that the cells can heal themselves. So again, mineral water, in contrast, has inorganic minerals. Inorganic mineral water, let's say. And that is going to add more toxins, more burden, more work, more using of excess nerve energy, which ultimately results in sicknesses and difficulties in the body, so on and so forth. In contrast to that, think of a coconut. A coconut has an entirely organic mineral structured water, right? Same with fruits. Fruit has distilled water in it. It's just combined with an alkaline structured with, these other organic minerals on top of it. This is why you're going to slowly destroy the body when you're doing inorganic mineral waters that you find in the stores and all this. And again, you're going to heal very quick when you're doing the distilled water or the distilled water in these fruits, in these nuts, in the coconut. So there's your distinction between the inorganic mineral water and the organic mineral water. So what can the body actually take and use, right? Hygiene likes to also say that the things around us are dead. They're, they're inert, right? And we take that inert substance, whether it's a fruit, whether it's water, and we give life to it by using what we can use from it. And again, if there are things that we can't use, that creates more sickness and more trouble for the body. And then when you create more sickness and more trouble for the body, what does the body have to do? It has to leach minerals, take out minerals from the body in order to use that calcium that it takes from the body, that intensely alkaline substance, to come in and neutralize the acids that are created from all these extra bullshit processes that we are adding to it. So, the best kind of water you can find in nature that's not from fruits and coconut is rainwater, really. But right now, since the rain is most likely going to be polluted, is soft water. So water with very low mineral count. In contrast to hard water with a lot of minerals, then you're basically eating soil. You're not designed to eat soil. That's not what your body is meant for. And when it comes to people who, are detoxifying and people who are taking the poisons out of their system, they often need copious amounts of water, at least 4 to 6 liters from modern lead hygienist Lauren Whiteman, whereas the older natural hygiene book says to the point where you feel thirsty. If you don't feel thirsty, you shouldn't force water in. See, the only problem with what they said is we don't really know how much water we need because we're in an addicted state. We're in a toxified state. We're in a poison state. Therefore, our judgment is also, we're intoxicated, basically. We're drunk on all these stimulants, whether it's cooked food, whether it's seasonings, so on and so forth, which is dehydrating the cells, which is dehydrating the body. And the body must be hydrated in order to function at its optimal capacity. So what that means is we're going to have to take, 4 to 6 liters, if not more, so 4 to 6 liters at least, to be able to dilute the poisons that are coming out of our body. So water and fat have that kind of magic to it, where if the body is hydrated, the reason why the body is putting on fats is it's buffering these poisons, right? So it's diluting these poisons so they're not going to be so toxic and harmful to you. So you can imagine, this is why a lot of people have passed away and died from not having enough water as these poisons are coming out of their body. Hence, the people who have died from dry fasting. So even so-called breatharians, alleged breatharians say, a lot of them say, you shouldn't jump right into it. Some say you should jump right into it, into the dry fast, but most of them are saying things like natural hygiene, where as long as you have poisons in the body, you want to wash those poisons out first before we jump to these spiritual, next level, almost intangible things. Let's start humble, let's start small, let's start drinking clean and pure water such that the body can rid of itself of all the excess, unnatural, poisonous, toxic waste matter, metabolitic waste matter that has been piling up. That's why oftentimes the water fast, the distilled water fast, is the most effective form of fasting. It's the most effective state for the body to use all of its wasted energy on the digestion and the constant poisons it has to deal with, and redirects it to the poisons that have already been stacking up. So I'm going to check my notes and see if there's anything I left out. Yeah, and Chris Manley was saying this, and obviously it's in natural hygiene books as well, is the pure water is a universal cure. All these other things are extraneous, unnecessary, and often harmful to you, whether it's herbal supplements, whether it's weird kinds of fragmented minerals that you would take in capsule form or in pills and all this kind of stuff, all these processed things that claim to heal you. Water is the universal cure. Really, again, the body's curing itself, and the water is allowing the agent for the poisons to come out of the body. Yeah, so the only other thing I can really think about is bathing. So you obviously don't want to bathe in toxic waters, but it doesn't matter if you bathe in organic waters, right? Because it's outside, and your body is able to filter the things that it doesn't need most of the time, to a large extent. So a natural pool of water is not going to harm you. But now, if you take in the waters from a natural pool, most likely it's not a good idea, right? So just know that distinction, that when you wash, you can wash in salt water, for instance. It might dehydrate your pores a little bit, but again, think about it. If you drink a lot of water, salt water, you're going to die. So that goes to show you that these extra minerals are not meant for you. Thanks for tuning in to Korean Tarzan. Arrange a natural hygiene consult. I'll see you in the next one.